Hello, this is Krystal, and thank you so much for joining me for this week's First Chapter Friday. Today I will be reading from the beginning of Toni Morrison's Beloved. Chapter 1. 124 was spiteful, full of a baby's venom. The woman in the house knew it, and so did the children. For years, each put up with the spite in his own way. But by 1873, Sethi and her daughter Denver were its only victims. The grandmother, baby Suggs, was dead, and the sons, Howard and Bugler, had run away by the time they were 13 years old. As soon as merely looking in a mirror shattered it, that was the signal for Bugler. As soon as two tiny handprints appeared in the cake, that was it for Howard. Neither boy waited to see more. Another kettleful of chickpeas smoking in a heap on the floor. Soda crackers crumbled and strewn in a line next to the doorsill. Nor did they wait for one of the relief periods. The weeks, months even, when nothing was disturbed. No. Each one fled at once. The moment the house committed what was for him the one insult not to be burned or witnessed a second time. Within 2 months, in the dead of winter, leaving their grandmother, baby Suggs, Sethi, the mother, and their little sister Denver, all by themselves in the gray and white house on Bluestone Road. It didn't have a number then, because Cincinnati didn't stretch that far. In fact, Ohio had been calling itself a state only 70 years, when first one brother and then the next stuffed quilt packaging into his hat, snatched up his shoes, and crept away from the lively spite the house felt for them. Baby Suggs didn't even raise her head. From her sickbed, she heard them go, but that wasn't the only reason she lay still. It was a wonder to her that her grandsons had taken so long to realize that every house wasn't like the one on Bluestone Road. Suspended between the nastiness of life and the meanness of the dead, she couldn't get interested in leaving life or living it, let alone the fright of 2 creeping off boys. Her past had been like her present, intolerable. And since she knew death was anything but forgetfulness, she used the little energy left for her pondering color. Bring a little lavender in, if you got any. Pink, if you don't. And Sethi would oblige her with anything from fabric to her own tongue. Winter in Ohio was especially rough if you had an appetite for color. Sky provided the only drama, and counting on a Cincinnati horizon for life's principal joy was reckless indeed. So Sethi and the girl Denver did what they could, and what the house permitted, for her. Together they waged a perfunctory battle against the outrageous behavior of that place, against turned-over slop jars, smacks on the behind, and gusts of sour air. For they understood the source of the outrage, as well as they knew the source of light. And if you would like to know what happens next, you can check this out. We have many copies at the library. You can also check it out electronically on the Libby app. Please join me here next week as I read from the beginning of Emily Henry's Book Lovers. Thanks and have a great week.